Hey guys, welcome back. So here we are again. Now, I do have a plan again. We'll see how it plays out, but what I'm going to be doing is braking system. So we have new shoes for the back. We have more Nycop to do all the front brake lines. That is an inlet rocker cover gasket. Yeah, I know it's been leaking all the time. I keep forgetting to get one. Well, I got one. In here we have components for all the springs, clips and everything for the rear brake shoes. We have two brand new rear slave cylinders. We also have complete rebuild kit for the front discs. Of course, we've got grease and somewhere in here. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. But basically, oh, that's a brake caliper paint. Because of course you've got to paint the calipers once you've cleaned them up and rebuilt them. So that is what I'm going to be getting on with this week. Well, here we go. Crusty old brake calipers. Now, first thing I'm going to do is basically just go through them, see which ones look like the easiest to recondition. And then, yeah, I'll take it from there. I think this is going to be a long day. Wow. These are actually, so far, they're coming apart quite nicely. I was imagining this was going to be an absolute battle, but so far, I mean, and check this out. This one, even the bleed screw is free. I mean, I will take that for the win. But yeah, I'm just on, obviously they're all gnarly and crappy and all horrible, but cylinders are not too bad on this one. Obviously need cleaned up, but some wire wool and brake fluid will actually bring those back. Same with that one. And I'll refinish this edge here. Once I get all of this internally cleaned, I will wire wheel all this down and give it a nice fresh coat of paint. And same with the carrier brackets there. But yeah, so far so good. I'm happy with this. Well, there we go. Calipers dismantled and painted. So I'm just going to let those dry and take an hour or so, and we will get back to reassembling them. Good days. Okay, so now that those calipers are sitting there drying, I think I'm going to get in and I may as well do these rear brake drums. Just get them all done, cleaned up, new shoes in, new cylinders, get the pipes all connected, and then parking brake, and then that's all this rear end done. Yeah, I think that's going to be the next plan. Sounds good. Okay, we've got the wheel and everything off. Just in case you're wondering, there is a big wooden block under there. Anyway, the way I like to get these transit drums off on the rear, if you look there, it's always difficult to get something into there to pry on. But what you can do is, this lip around here, you can often get something into there, and it's just enough to be able to move this out a little bit, and then you can pry some more on it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. There, just there. See if you get into there, and then just she starts to And yeah. Now this has already been off, so it isn't always as simple as that. They usually like to really hang on, so, but and obviously, I don't know if you recall, I put this in because I just wanted some, just get these brakes back together just while we were moving it around the yard. So what I'm going to do now is, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this drum and give it a really good clean up. I think I'll do that first. Then I'll make a start in here. But I've got basically everything is going to be replaced, including the slip cylinder. I was going to recondition these, but first of all, I had one of the bolts shear off, which is always a pain to get out. But the cost of actually putting two brand new ones on is only a little more than actually rebuilding them. So you know what, it's like, to me it's worth saving the extra half a day or whatever it'll take to get these apart. So anyway, let's get this drum cleaned up and we will get back to reassembling all of this. Okay, that's the drum now taken care of, and we are gonna go and get on with these reissues on this side. Okay. Yeah, what I'll probably do is, as well, is I'll get in here with a wire wheel and just wire wheel that this backing plate down as well. So yeah, the only problem, it's not so much a problem, it's a bit of a pain, is this flange being so big, it makes it awkward to get into the back of this. But you know, what I find is the easiest way to do these, get rid of the slave cylinder, and it allows everything to clamp together a little, and then you can kind of jiggery pokey it all around, and it'll eventually it'll come out. The handbrake cable can be a bit of a pain. That can be, let's just call it awkward, you know, because you basically you need three hands technically, and most people I know only have two. So anyway, let's get on with it. There we go, with everything removed now, these are a lot more, you know, you can move them about and everything. What I'll do next is, I don't know if you can see under there, but I will prise it off here. Where are we at? There, I'll just pry it off here, and then I can start popping these springs and everything off. Okay, with two hands, I've got it, basically it came off over the top like that, and we've got handbrake, parking brake here. Now it's usually not too bad to get off. With two hands you can pull that spring back and then just pop it out. Putting it on can be a pain, because sometimes what happens is you get your glove stuck, but also you need to pull that back, you need to pull this, and you need to hold this all at the same time. So hence the three hands. But anyway, let's get this dismantled. Now one way I like to do it is, if you have got a set of needle nose pliers or needle nose grips, you can push the spring back and actually just clamp it into place, and then of course you still need two hands, but then you can just slide that back and it should just pop straight off. Putting it back on is basically the reverse, as I say in the Haynes manual, but these really do make it easier. Now, as with all drum brakes, we have a leading and a trailing shoe. This one is the leading, that is the trailing. This is actually flipped, so this is the inside, this goes towards the diff. But we need to remove all of these pins, because you do not get this adjustment, the self-adjusting hardware. But what you do get is, in this kit anyway, which is Mintex, you get all the dowels. So yeah, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pop these out, clean these, clean all the self adjusters up, put them back in, and I will hit them with some anti-seize copper grease, just to, you know, lubricate all the joints and everything, all the movable parts. So, got that cleaned up, and we'll drop the dowel into there. Now, these are actually a bit of a press fit, so easiest way I find is just to pop it in like that, put a socket on the ground, put that on top of the socket, then just give it a quick tap with a hammer, and it just pops them in. And there we go. And that will sit on there like that. Again, this is usually a very tight fit. And then you just pop your clip on. Now then, what I will do though is I'll put a bit of anti-seize on here and on the back of this arm also. Now, one thing to be aware of, and luckily enough I didn't do it this time, but put it in the right way around. I have done that. I have been there before. Yeah, so that's why I like to keep the old one very close by, just to make comparisons as I'm putting these together. There we go. And that operates on there very nicely. The next thing you do is open up your pack of circlips, leave them on the ground so the wind can get a hold of them and blow them everywhere. Yeah, I'll be back. There we go. A nice, smooth action. Now, time to move down onto this one. One thing I always like to do before I dismantle anything like this is to actually take a photograph of it, and then you've just got a reference to how it goes back together. So that's everything now cleaned up, and I'm going to begin reassembly. I'm replacing everything, all of the hardware, all of the springs, etc. I will include a link on in this video to the doodah where I picked all of these up from. But yeah, it's not a bad little kit. You get all the springs, you get all the circlips. Now that I've found them again, and yeah, so again, it's not that expensive, and it may as well, you know, rather than messing about with old stuff, trying to clean it up and hoping it still works, and you know. So let's get on. And there we go. Everything is all put together. It is all lubricated, and yeah, we're now ready to start putting all the springs on. So I'm just getting ready to reassemble these springs, and I've just realised that I need to go and have a look just to double check, but it does not look like we get these little springs here in the kit. We get everything else, all of them, all of those down there, but yeah, that spring there appears to be missing. Doesn't matter, I've got several of these, but I would like to have put a new one on. Oh well, good thing I didn't throw these away. Okay, we have got everything now back into place. We've just got one spring to put on. We've got the retainers either side, and we've got the slave cylinder. However, this does not, I've just realised, does not come with bolts, so I'm going to have to, well, clean this up to begin with, but I'm going to have to also have a look around, see if I can find some more of these. I know there was a box of them somewhere, I just don't know where they are, so yeah. There's a tip. Always make sure we've got the bolts. Well, there we go. All new hardware installed. That's copper grease on there, by the way, if you're wondering. But yeah, cool. I'm going to get this drum back on, and then we will get the hub and everything, the hub adapter and everything back on. Cool. Okay, that's that on, and this is now torqued on to 62 foot-pounds. So yeah, put the wheel on, and then that's this side complete. Well, there we go, that's that side now complete and on the ground. Obviously we've had a little bit of rain, so you know, but going to get to the other side now. I'm not going to film any of that, there's no point, it's basically the same as this side. So yeah, calipers are just about dry, so I got the other side done, and then we'll get in the shop and start rebuilding those calipers. Here we have everything laid out. Inner seals. This is a full seal kit again. I'll put links to all of these, and there's a description. So just unpacked everything. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean out the bores, and I've got some very fine. That's I forget what they call this now, but it's a very fine abrasive, and I'll use it to clean up these pistons and the cylinder bores. Then obviously all the new rubbers and everything will go on there. So yeah, let's get to it. Well, there we go, got the pistons all nicely cleaned up. This around the outside, that's okay, because that's actually outside of the bore, so I'm not concerned about that. But we've got the actual calipers, got the bores and everything nicely cleaned up, so now we're just ready to start putting the rubber seals in. Now, at one time it was always advised to soak the seals in brake fluid overnight, but with a lot of modern brake rubber compounds, you don't really need to do that. So these ones, they just pop straight in. So let's get to it. Alright, so it's now the following morning. I did plug on, and I got this rear brake on this side all completely rebuilt and everything put back together. I did not, however, film any of it. It was getting on a bit, and I just wanted to get finished. Calipers in there, they were also finished last night. But so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do today. I'm not putting the calipers on yet. I do need to source a couple of new brake lines. The ones I've got, I'm not sure, they must be off a Mark II or something, because they get very close to the wheel. Much closer than the ones that came off this. Now, they were supposed to be the later model Transit, but you know how that goes sometimes, especially when it comes to new old stock. Things kind of get a bit confused. So yeah. Hey guys, well, as you can see, it's raining. Yeah, nicely flooded area there. So I'm going to bring this video to a close and turn it into a two-parter. The front brake pipes, the rubber hoses, I have ordered some more, but they cannot get them here until at the very soonest the middle of next week. So it's there's no point in trying to do anything more with the brakes. Other than that, I was hoping to get into the bodywork, but obviously I ain't going to be doing that today. So yeah, I think it's time just to wind this video up. Come back for part 2, when I will have the new rubber hoses for the front. I'll then run in the new brake lines, the new metal lines. I'll also put the rebuilt calipers on. I'll also be rebuilding the actual hubs, because I do have those longest wheel studs to go in. So that's going to be it for today. Yeah, not exactly ending how I'd hoped, but you know, that's how it goes. So yeah, like, subscribe, come back and see me sometime. Have a good one.